All right, in this final little demonstration, we're going to take a look at the power of report parts. So again, I'm over on SharePoint. Let's get over to where we want to be in Report Builder. And let's create a new report. And we're going to go blank report. And let's resize this a little just so we can see a little better what we're doing down in here. Resizing this is a little ugly. And we'll pull that on down, just size this up a little bit so we can take a look in here. The idea of report parts is, first off, remember the concept down here of using SharePoint to create dashboards, and within SharePoint dashboards we're going to go through and we're going to use reporting services to create reports of different types, and we're going to use those in dashboards. To get the most bang for our buck, we're going to use the concept of sharing each other's objects or code reuse. And don't freak when I use that word code reuse. You're not going to actually come through and do any coding. So what we did, first off, we went through and we created a shared data source, and that would normally be in the provenance of the IT department, so they can come through and create the data source and you can just share it. And then perhaps they do the data set, which again, remember, is a query. Then we went through in the second demo and we created a chart and some matrices and some maps and all that, and utilizing the wizard. Now let's go through and say we're another person that we want to come through and we want to take advantage of the stuff that's already been out there. So that's this concept over here in the report gallery, which is really quite excellent. I'm going to click search, and let me expand this on down. I came down here and we searched on through, and what we're hitting is my report sites. And you see I could actually come in here and add a search criteria down there if I wanted to go into server folders or types, etc. Because what we want to end up with down here is many types of report objects that you can reuse in your reports, and so the different people can. So we've got the data sources set, the data sets, and then we come through and we'll drag and drop these little report parts down into a report so that we don't have to recode them. So let's take internet sales. I'm going to take that and just drop it on over, and you remember that one. And let's resize this a little bit just so we can show you some stuff. And I don't like that text box being that big, but I think I'm going to live with it. So I'm going to move that one up. Let's get a little bigger. And now, just for laughs, I'm going to bring a map on over. And now I've got my map, and again I'll move that on down, again just so you can see it on the screen. If I can grab it, there you go, and move it on across. Just remember these scroll bars. When you're going through and creating dashboards, about the worst thing you can do is have scroll bars on there. Alright, so I move that on down just so we've got a view down here of this. And let's bring across a table. And now I've got a table, and here's my tablets. And I'll bring that on across. And these remember when we were up looking at these in the last video, these are on the same report. But when we came down there and publish, when we want to publish report parts, we pick a document library, and I normally create one. There we are, report parts. And I would go through and publish it. I'd say OK. And she comes up, and I would move all, and we won't do it here, all of these parts, this one, this one, this one, this one, into the library. So that when we initially created these on one report, each of the parts of that report, when we pushed it on up to the server, ended up as a separate report. Let's take list and add that in there. And let's see if we can move some of this stuff around so that you'll be able to see it. That'll work. And I can grab it, drag that on up. All right, just so you can see something in here. And this is going to flood all over the place. I just want to be able to show you the different report parts that we're using down here. So let's go through and run. And now here's internet sales, and of course it's itsy bitsy. I'm just showing you this. And here's the list, which is freeform and extends on down. And then if I come on across and get to the end of the list, eventually I get in there and I'd see my matrix, and buried in here somewhere is the map. Oops, let's go back there and let's go previous. And like I say, the map's kind of buried in here on the size of these pages. So let me go back over to design. And don't expect you to actually believe that. So let me take that and dump that on out. And let's select these and delete them. And select that and delete it. And now I'll take the map just to show you that it did work. How optimistic I am. Click run. And there is the map. And she comes in and runs down there like that. And back over to design. So that's the idea of the report parts. Now, did you see me add the data sources and the data sets to the report? No, of course you didn't. Because the data source and the data sets came down when I grabbed the report parts and bring them on down. So again, that'll show you this terrific functionality. Of course, now once I have them all down here like this, I can save them on out and rechange and reformatting, etc. Very good.